pretty much nothing I can't do in the ring. I can fight going forward. I can fight going backwards. I can fight going side to side. I can box. I can counterpunch. I can slug it out. I can switch from orthodox to south.
I am sure in the end in the mid of September, we will have one of the greatest fights ever happen.
And that kind of calm is scary to watch because it shows experience. You can see that he's been doing this for decades. You can see it with his shadow boxing. You can see it.
Netflix pulls no punches as it drops an unfiltered glimpse into Terence Crawford's grueling first day of camp ahead of his mega fight with Canelo Alvarez. From stretching to savage combinations, Crawford looks like a man possessed sharp. Locked in and unbothered by the cameras, every jab, every bead of sweat tells a story of a fighter entering war mode. Orki Alalchik, the powerhouse behind Saudi Arabia's sporting empire, just raised the stakes. Standing between Canelo and Crawford in a now viral photo, he didn't just hype the fight, he declared it one of the biggest of the year. His presence, his words, and that confident smirk send a clear message. This isn't just a boxing match, it's history in motion.
Excellent. Wonderful. Because we are true fighters. Yeah, true fighters, but true fighters. True, yeah, of course. No, not YouTuber fighters. Huh? Not YouTuber fighters. Yeah, of course.
They need to talk and talk shit about the fight because they want to say something. The people know we are great fighters. They want to put a great fucking fight.
Yeah.
We don't do stuff.
I am sure in the end in the mid of September, we will have one of the greatest fights ever happen in boxing. And I am sure.
The game changed forever when Netflix inked the deal, streaming the entire showdown exclusively. No pay-per-view codes, no cable contracts, just pure boxing beamed to millions. It's more than convenience, it's revolution. Netflix wins big. Fans win bigger, and boxing leaps into the future with a model that breaks barriers and builds bridges worldwide.
Canelo Alvarez versus Terence Crawford has a venue and has a streaming platform. The fight will be in Las Vegas, and Netflix will be streaming this fight. Now, I have high hopes for Netflix because, like we saw, Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul, a lot of buffering. I don't think Netflix will make that same mistake again because this is the biggest fight in boxing since Pacquiao and Mayweather. And if Netflix can provide no lagginess, no buffering throughout the whole event, Netflix is going to be very respectable as far as a streaming platform for big events. Like, this is going to be interesting, but let me know if you guys think that Netflix is going to be struggling again or they're going to be prepared this time.
Mark the date. Saturday, September 13th. Las Vegas, fight capital of the world. The Strip will glow brighter, the crowd louder. With its legendary history, global buzz, and unmatched energy, Vegas turns this bout into a grand spectacle. A weekend slot, and you've got primetime gold ready to capture hearts across every time zone.
We've got breaking news out of the world of boxing. Canelo Alvarez will square off against Terence Crawford for the unified super middleweight championship later this year in September. Alvarez, who has 62 wins and 39 knockouts to his name, will have one of the toughest matchups of his career against a 41-0 undefeated Bud Crawford. That fight is set to take place on Saturday, September 13th in the city of Las Vegas.
When Dana White enters the boxing conversation, you listen. The UFC president isn't just spectating, he's promoting the Canelo Crawford showdown. It's a fusion of two combat worlds, unlocking a tsunami of new fans, platforms, and hype. White's promotional engine behind it, this fight just became a cultural collision worth watching.
More unrelated to this fight, but Turkey made it seem like you weren't going to be promoting the Terence Crawford Canelo fight. Is there anything you can kind of clear up on that?
He made it feel like I wasn't?
Yeah, well, he said that someone else was promoting it. He didn't say no TKO. He just didn't include your name in a tweet, and people kind of freaked out online about like, where'd Dana go?
I'm going to tell you what's awesome, man. So there's a lot of fucked up things about boxing, but they don't say shit. I mean, nobody talks. It's the most amazing thing. If we sign a deal, I gotta get on my phone quick and go, hey, we just fucking, because 90,000 people will be out there talking about it. These guys don't talk. I'm promoting the fight.
Crawford's resume reads like boxing poetry, adaptable, unstoppable. He blends slick movement with sniper precision counters, dismantling styles with calm ruthlessness. Yet in a sport that often celebrates brawlers, his genius flies under the radar. While others chase chaos, Crawford quietly outthinks and outlasts a masterclass in silent dominance.
Crawford, on the other hand, he has been walking down his fighters, and people don't see that but me. For some reason, when I had that tape, people were screaming cap. And it's like David Evanezian, Errol Spence, Sean Porter, Gamboa, a Mean Machine. Even against Madrimov, the way he won the fight was by fighting. It wasn't Floyd Mayweather sticking. This guy has been too athletically gifted, and I mean too strong for his ops. When he's in orthodox, he boxes more. When he switched, he becomes a puncher. And now he's coming out southpaw. He ends you. He is not, you gotta watch him fight. He does do athletic things where his hands and his feet work together, and he catches you for sure. But what he mostly do is he punishes and he bullies his op, because he walks you down and whips your...
Analyst BMAC broke it down with surgical clarity. Canelo is elite, no doubt, but Crawford is smarter, sharper, and more precise. From footwork to focus, Crawford edges the chessboard. His timing, composure, and adaptability give him a real shot at outclassing Canelo's raw aggression in a battle of minds as much as muscle.
I feel fucking great about it, man. Just talking to Bud, and you know, he motivated. He ready to go.
He's been waiting a long time for this fight, you know what I mean? You guys are taking off a long time, you know, just waiting for the Canelo fight. You haven't fought since August last year.
Everyone respects Crawford's brain inside the ropes, but this fight demands more. Now, stepping into heavier waters, he faces a natural middleweight in Canelo. Experts say no need for drastic changes. Stick to the formula: pinpoint punches, icy patience, and perfect timing. That's how Crawford wins this fight, by being fully, unapologetically himself.
How is Terence Crawford going to beat Canelo Alvarez? We need to talk about it. When we look at the guys who've had success with Canelo, we'll look at Bivol, we'll look at Golovkin, we'll look at Floyd, and we'll look at Lara. Yes, I'll throw Lara in there, why not? I think all these fights are absolutely irrelevant coming into this bout. Some of them are just dated, or some of these guys' style just cannot apply. For example, a guy in Lara. If Crawford wanted to fight how Lara fought Canelo, he would probably gas out in 7 rounds, or if he made it 12, he just wouldn't get that decision. It's that simple. Let's take a guy in Golovkin. Crawford just simply does not have the punching power, nor do I think he has the gas tank at 68. He's not a good enough puncher to try to fight Canelo like Golovkin. He doesn't have the physical traits, even in the chin department. Then you have Floyd Mayweather. While both can have a bit of similarities, the speed, reflexes, technical prowess, not too much from Floyd. I don't think Bud could take much from Floyd's game plan to implement it into his own.
Nico Ali Walsh offered a sharp take. Crawford's sparring partners have been beganned. It's by design. Testing his chin against heavyweight pressure, Crawford's been prepping for Canelo's size like a tactician. It's not about power versus power, it's about converting size into an opening, turning a disadvantage into a tactical edge.
Funny, people with Canelo before Canelo's last fight, but then after Canelo's last fight, it seems like it's more 50-50 now. So everything is just the build up for that fight is just going to be absolutely magnetizing. Like that fight, it's garnered so much more buzz after Canelo's last fight, and Bud is Bud. He's one of the greatest fighters in boxing history. He is one of the greatest fighters in boxing history. So it's going to be a fight. Because me and Bud are cool, and I have so much belief in Bud, and I know who he is as a fighter. He is one of the greats. So he could do anything he wants.
And being around both of them and seeing how they work and train and things like that, what makes both of them the fighters they are, in your opinion?
I've watched Bud, so for Bud in particular, he's calm in everything he does, and that kind of calm is scary to watch because it shows experience. You can see that he's been doing this for decades. You can see it with his shadow boxing. You can see it. So that's what makes him great.
Veteran Kell Brook's words carry weight. He's fought both elite names. He warns Canelo brings a storm that's different. While Crawford dazzles with speed and skill, Canelo blends brain and brawn like few can. This isn't just about quickness or strength, it's a war of inches, where every movement counts and mistakes cost titles.
You know, it's a wow fight, you know what I mean? It's two supreme athletes fighting against each other, but you've got to sway towards Canelo. Crawford's gonna have to, move up, and I knew when I boxed Golovkin, there's a big difference, especially with someone that, fighting a middleweight, a mediocre world champion's okay, but when you're fighting someone like, Canelo or Golovkin, it's a different kettle of fish, I have to lean towards Canelo, but Crawford's very, very, very good.
Do you think Crawford still got the legs? Obviously, he's very much got great IQ in the ring. Do you feel like he's still got the legs to be maybe outmoving Canelo if he needs to?
Well, I don't know. I think when we look back at Mayweather when he beat Canelo, he's a mover. Crawford's not really like Mayweather in that aspect. He's more, he kind of sets his feet and he's cute with how he approaches chucking shots and moving. You know what I mean? I think it's a different fight to Mayweather, and Canelo's obviously a different fighter from when he boxed Mayweather. But like I say, it's one of them what we've got to tune into and watch. Both unbelievable fighters, but I'd have to favour Canelo. Just his size and his experience and just his ring.
Broadcasting legend Jim Lampley has seen it all, and he sees Canelo standing tall. He respects Crawford, but believes Canelo's grit, experience, and relentless pressure make him the favorite. When rounds stretch into deep waters, Lampley says, Canelo's toughness and championship pedigree might break through even Crawford's most calculated plans.
He's a great defender. He has the most solid punch resistance of anybody in the sport. Nobody's ever knocked him off balance. Nobody's ever really knocked him down. There's only one official knockdown in his career, and it was because he bounced off the ropes when Jose Cotto hit him with a hard shot to the chest. And the referee employed a strict interpretation of the rules and said, oh, the ropes held you up, so that's a knockdown. He's never been put on his back by anybody. He rides horseback every morning. His legs are the strongest in the sport. You're not going to beat Canelo until somehow over a long period of time, Canelo beats himself. If he gets tired of all the discipline he has had to employ to make all the money he's made, if he has enough giant ranches in the Yucatan, if he has a mind when we get closer. Bud Crawford, to me, is a latter-day Sugar Ray Robinson. He has the multiple skills of Sugar Ray Robinson. He can defend or attack. He has a deep inner mean streak that he can employ at any moment in a fight to get what he wants. Before the fight against, help me out here.
Madrimov was his last fight. Spence?
Spence.
Yes.
Before the fight against Errol Spence, there were quite a lot of people in the sport, in boxing media, who were saying, I like Spence to win the fight. I was one of those people who said, no way. Errol Spence doesn't have the depth and the intellectual understanding.
Teddy Atlas, never one to pull punches, brings balance to the debate. Canelo has the power and frame, but Crawford has the mind, heart, and fire. Atlas sees a duel of contrasts, not a mismatch. In his view, both men have the tools to win, making this not a fight of styles, but of wills.
He's too big, and, Crawford, as good as he is, he stepped up with Matrimorph, and he struggled a little bit. He won, but it was more competitive we thought. Well, we didn't understand how good Matrimorph was because we underestimated him because he only had 10 pro fights, but he had 300 amateur fights. He was a good, solid fighter, right? And he's on this card, of course, but he was a good, solid fighter. We didn't understand that, so we started to knock down Crawford a little bit because our expectations were so high, and that's wrong. That's wrong. He won, he changed gears, he did what he had to do when he realized the level of this guy in front of him, and he got the win. But again, people are going to say Canelo's too big. He had trouble with a 154-pound guy when he went up from welterweight to that. So now he's going up to 168. Teddy, come on. How are you going to make an argument to big guys? Because you reverse it. You reverse who's got the advantage and the disadvantage. Yeah, the size, the power of Canelo, he's got the advantage. Then all of a sudden you go back and you say, wait a minute. The other guy's faster. The other guy's craftier. The other guy has more options. The other guy is slicker. Oh, maybe he's got the advantages. Like the first time Pacquiao fought De La Hoya. And I know De La Hoya was having trouble with weight. I get it, and that's fair. But still, I remember I picked that one. Every once in a while I pick one right. I remember that I picked that one where Pacquiao's going to win. And I said, yeah, you're saying that De La Hoya's bigger, he's stronger. He's got the power edge, he's got this edge. But the other guy